Hi, my name's Dan Keane from Spitfire Audio. Before I talk about our Black Weekend collection, I just want to let you know that our Aperture The Stack product is available now, and you can get this for free if you spend £299 or more during our Black Weekend sale. For all the details, head to spitfireaudio.com. The Black Weekend collection this year features Bernard Herrmann Composer Toolkit, Albion Neo, and alternative solo strings. And these are personal favourites of mine because they represent lighthouse-sized light bulb moments, for me at least, in the way that we've recorded these samples. There are certain things that are really difficult to do with programming, and if you can capture that magic at the source, I think you're going to inspire yourself while you play, but also it just creates a more realistic sound. The Bernard Herrmann Composer Toolkit was recorded with quite a raucous, edgy atmosphere to it, in the style of Bernard Herrmann's orchestrations, and there are these fantastic combinations of instruments, be it trumpet and xylophone, cor anglais clarinet and trumpet, or the low horns and strings, to capture this within the room of Studio 2 at Air Studios. You get a sound that's really lively and takes to processing really well. With Albion Neo, it was recorded in such a warm and intimate way, and I have to say the legato woodwind patch is my favourite legato of all time. Then with the alternative solo strings, taking on those slightly more improvised elements, but then combining with your typical articulations, it complements the smaller chamber ensembles really, really well. And as I say, to be able to hold down a note and have that note kind of move around, or it moves to a tremolo, things like that, can really inspire me to move my composition in a different direction. So I've just written a very short piece here. It's really nothing special, but it just showcases the different libraries working together, and then I'm going to show you some of my favourite articulations and patches from these libraries. So you can hear the fragility in the parts there that make it feel quite raw and quite exposed, which I really like. So starting off with the Bernard Herrmann Composer Toolkit, I'm going to begin with these studio orchestra effects. And this is actually the full ensemble playing together. Just have a listen to these. For anyone who's familiar with Bernard Herrmann's work, just to have that recorded is just so great. We've also got these big fulls as well. I mentioned earlier the combinations of different sections. Here we've got the low strings and horns, and this is the short pizzicato. Now we've got a really generous selection of microphone positions here, 2 trees, 2 close, ambient and outriggers, and you can hear that these favour certain instruments more than others. So with this, you can hear that the horns are further back and the basses are quite up close, whereas this one favours more of that kind of brassy sound. The close mics are also quite raucous as well, and this one favours more of the brass. So you can create a nice balance between the sections, even if they were recorded at the same time in the same room. In the low strings and trombones, you can hear these great octaves. And because it was recorded in such a dry space, you could add reverb to this, you could add delays, or you could start adding distortion and other effects to really accentuate these sounds. Moving down, we've got these great flutes and clarinets. Next, this combination of the trumpet and xylophone is great for adding a little bit of a kind of percussive edge at the top. I've added some reverb here, but you can hear it completely dry as well. And if I just adjust the microphone positions here, you can hear the xylophone there, and this is more of the trumpet. And you can really hear how that bites through with that slightly higher velocity. Now, one of the things I love about the mid brass is just how biting it can get at that top velocity. So as you can hear, this was recorded in octaves, but it really creates a very thick texture. And the same can be said for the shorts as well. Now, alongside the orchestra, we've also got some fantastic synth elements, and I've just picked out a couple of my favourites, but there are really loads to choose from. Now, in addition to all of the effects as well, we've got a great selection of signals which can really vary the sound. So you can mix these to your preference. The last patch I'm going to show you is Galactic Pad, which I really like. Moving down into Albion Neo, as I mentioned before, the woodwind legato is one of my favourites. Have a listen to this. Just really, really beautifully recorded. We've also got 2 string ensembles to choose from, and this is strings B. You can hear it's quite a focused sound, a small number of players. As I mentioned before as well, the ability to record some of these things at the source means that you can get really, really beautiful textures without actually having to do too much compositionally. This is the long hollow patch. We've got a great brass section as well. And again, recorded with this beautifully warm, quite intimate aesthetic. String A's also have a lovely long consordinos. And of course, it wouldn't be Albion without all the additional layers as well. So we've got a fantastic set of Brunel loops. This is the driver. And these are tempo synced. We've also got the proposal here, which is a more kind of percussive layer. Which are just great for those little bits of ear candy. And then of course we've got our Stevenson's Steam Band as well. Just so inspiring right out of the box. We've got a fantastic harmonium here. I love this patch as well. And the last one I'm going to show you is motions. So if I just play all of those elements together. Finally, last but by no means least, we've got the alternative solo strings, which are great kind of complements to your other smaller string libraries. The great thing about this library is that it has those articulations that you might be familiar with, but then there are also these slightly more kind of alternative sounds that can add a nice edge to your compositions. You can hear there in the violin long harmonics that it's got quite a dark edge to it. We've also got a very generous supply of mic positions, and this was recorded here on our dry stage at Spitfire Audio. One of the things that I really love is the ability to play into vibrato, and the Viola long into vib has this, so you can hold down a chord and you can hear the way it evolves. And of course, because it's fairly central down the middle, you can move this to your liking. You can place it within the stereo field. I really like this cello tremolo. You can hear in the top velocities that it can get quite aggressive. But in addition to these articulations, we've also got these alternative longs. And this can really inspire you to take new directions with your music. Finally, the pizzicato damped just has such a punchy low range to it. And you can really hear the character of each musician playing. So if I just play these little elements here together. So you can buy the Black Weekend collection for a limited time only, but save over 40% on these products. And if you spend more than £299 during the weekend, you'll get the Aperture, the Stack product for free, which is well worth getting. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't done already, and I'll see you again very, very soon. Goodbye.